impact of such a measure be on the Canadian information sphere? I would say that Radio-Canada became a broadcaster gradually. Decisions were made to support a televisual industry in the country. And so what we call variety at Radio-Canada is offered by private companies. But I would say that reducing funding for Radio-Canada, well, CBC, Radio-Canada are intimately linked. I think that you've received this information, and I don't want to defend how Radio-Canada was managed. I think that they can do that themselves, but in communicating with my union colleagues, there are 5 of them at Radio-Canada, we talk about our common issues. Radio-Canada has a mission that is different from that of private companies. It's not only a matter of funding. It's a societal project that goes beyond the ratings, listening ratings. It is a public debate that doesn't belong to the unions, and it doesn't only belong to management of Radio-Canada. It belongs to you and to Canadians, and it needs to be seen under that lens. It's as a tool that brings people together, Francophones, Anglophones, First Nations peoples, and this needs to be protected. It cannot be done to the detriment of other models that have other missions and face other challenges. But Radio-Canada, CBC, needs to be seen as a project, a societal project. Thank you. And still, in your view, how does Radio-Canada contribute to regional reporting, and what would be the impact for listeners and viewers of Radio-Canada if they were to disappear? For Francophone communities, whether it be in Quebec or outside of Quebec, if you look at Francophone associations in New Brunswick or elsewhere in the country, cutting funds to Radio-Canada would be endangering the survival of those communities. Radio-Canada is not the only one. I think we've heard here that there are other media platforms that exist, but Francophones in Canada talk to each other, debate. We see the Canadian Francophone culture on the radio, on TV, through Radio-Canada. Cutting funding to Radio-Canada, in our view, is very risky, and it would negatively impact Francophone communities. And it's true for CBC in Quebec as well, because private Anglophone media is not as present outside of the bigger cities. It is probably the main Anglophone media in Quebec. Thank you very much.
15 seconds. Alors, je vais y aller avec.
I'll go with my last question, and if we don't have a time for an answer, perhaps you could answer in writing. What, in your view, are the impacts of the tax credit, and what is the impact on the information sector regionally and locally? I know that we're out of time.
Oral answer, I think an oral answer, I think we'll have to send that in writing. Please, Monsieur Tousignon. Thank you very much. We can send it in writing to the committee. We will share your answer.
That question, Madam Chair, if you'll allow me, was addressed to Monsieur Champagne.
Mr. Champagne, can we have that in writing, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good.
Thank you.
Now I want to thank the witnesses for taking the time to come.
Sorry, according to the schedule that we have, we're going until 4:15 before we head into committee business, or sorry, 5:15.
And we have votes as well. And so we are going to have to cut short everything that we do by about 5 minutes. So we have not got 5 minutes to deal with everyone here. Not everyone's going to get a piece of the action in a third round, Ms. Thomas. So I've decided to end it here. Thank the witnesses for coming. And we can thank them for all of the valid and vital information you gave us. Thank you very much. And I'm going to suspend so we can get into business. Thank you. Would like us to go in camera for the business meeting, and so it's going to take us about 5 to 10 minutes to do that. So we'd better get on with this because we're going to have bells soon. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, yes. Oh, we're back in session. Yes, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. Sorry, I do wish to move a motion. We are in committee business, so I'll go ahead and do that.
Well, that's what I am trying to do, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Get back into committee business, okay?
Great.
Now, Mr. Champoux had indicated he wanted to say something.
Madame la Présidente, Madame Thomas a la parole.
Ms. Thomas has the floor right now, but I will also have something to say.
Yes, Rachel?
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
We are still in public. You all know that.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Just so as you know.
Understood. I believe that's regular practice. Thank you very much. I appreciate the floor. I do wish to move a motion. I don't think it will take too long. I do have a second motion after this. I think that one would be quick too, but hopefully I'll have the consent of the committee for this one first. So I'm moving a motion today that, given that a rise in anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic violence at Canadian universities and post-secondary campuses is being witnessed and documented across the country, and that 6 Canadian universities are currently subject to class action lawsuits alleging decades-long documented history of anti-Semitism rhetoric at multiple Canadian universities, and that the 2024 AGPI Universities Anti-Semitism Report Card highlights the serious problems our universities have with anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, and anti-Jewish hate. Pursuant to Standing Order 108-2, the committee immediately undertake a comprehensive study of no less than 10 hours and invite presidents of Canadian universities to discuss what actions they are taking to counter this escalation of anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic violence on their campuses, and that the committee report its findings to the House. Madam Chair, this is the motion that I have to move today. I brought copies of it, should you wish for me to
Great, I was
share
going to
them
ask that if we can
with the
distribute them.
committee. Thank
They're
you.
in English and French?
Yes, I
Okay.
do have
Well,
copies
then
of the motion in both
pass
French and
them
English.
around. Thanks. Let's
Thank
pass
you.
them around. Then, so we're going to get you. And then I just wanted, while we're waiting for the passing around, to give you a piece of information that I think I need your response to. And that information is that we heard back from Bell, and they responded to the invitation for February 29th and said that the CEO is not available during that week, and he offered instead for them to appear on either March 19th or 21st. I'm going to need the committee to tell me how you want to go with that. Then we were going to do Bell on the 29th. Now, they're suggesting the 29th is not good for them. They were offered 19th or 21st. So I'd like to get your feedback while we're waiting for the distribution of the motion. Any feedback? Is it okay for them to come on the 19th? Anybody objecting to that? No objection. So let's. So I'll inform the clerk to go ahead and tell them they can come on the 19th.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I do believe they're in front of the CRTC right now. That may be one of the reasons. But yes, March 19th and 21st is fine. I do think we do need the CEO of Bell.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you.
So we shall go ahead and the clerk has listened to that, and she's informed that we're now going to have the meeting with Bell, not on the 29th, but on the 19th. We have bells, so I need permission from the committee to go for another 15 minutes or whatever. Do I have permission to go for 15 minutes? Okay, good. So now what we have on the table is Ms. Thomas's. You don't have permission to go for another 15 minutes? Well, I need unanimous consent to go for another 15 minutes when there are bells, unfortunately. I don't have it, so we're going to adjourn until after the holidays. Have a nice week off, guys. No holidays. It's not holidays, but your week off. Thank you.